Hey YouTube, how you doing? It's been a while since I last checked in. Y'all, I had the urge to do like 3 different videos, but for some reason I just couldn't bring myself to record them because I was like, I don't know if this is a good topic. And you know what? What I'm learning, when Spirit tells you to move, you move. And when you know you're supposed to move and Spirit told you to move and you don't do it, Spirit will send people into your life to help you move. And that is exactly what Spirit did. Spirit sent 2 people into my life to really push me in one direction. One person I'm not going to give a shout out to, only because she and I are working on something privately, and that's nobody's business. And then I want to give a shout out to Salima, somebody that I grew up with. Like, she's older than me, but y'all, she's not that much older than me. Like, she's not that much older than me, and she took care of me. She lived down the street from me. We were really good friends. But you know what happens when you grow up together, right? Family, you separate. She's family to me. Yes, she lived downstairs from me. Yes, she's really only a family friend. She's family. So she called me today and she was like, Loretta, I saw your videos, and you know, she just shared so much love and so much light. I like felt her energy, and it was so beautiful. Can still feel her energy, and it's just so beautiful. It's also really, y'all, it's so good to see people on the come up. Okay, let me say that. I'm so proud of her. I already told her that again, but I'm also gonna tell y'all I'm so proud of her, because you just never know how Spirit uses people. And when he uses somebody who is true, right? Someone who's speaking their truth and really is in alignment with Spirit, not one of these hokey dokey people. But when Spirit uses another person to come and to aid you or to guide you or to move you, they literally repeat what Spirit had already told you that you didn't listen to. And they tell you out loud, and it was just so beautiful connecting with her again. And it was just so awesome. We're going to start sharing, information with each other. And it was just a beautiful experience to also hear the spiritual gifts that she has. It's so awesome, because when you make the transition into spirituality, sometimes it can be very lonely. And oftentimes, or I'm not going to say oftentimes, and sometimes you end up losing friends. And it's so good to know that there are some people who may not be going through the journey with you right alongside of you, but somewhere else, they're going through that same transformation. And eventually, even though life's, you're once together and then you separated, and during that time apart, you both got to experience healing and love and light on a very different level, and then to come together and to really be able to connect again. It was just so beautiful, and it was just so amazing to just see her growth and to hear her stories, and to know that all is well, y'all. All is well. If you choose to tap into Spirit, Spirit will use you so beautifully. And I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. I'm so proud. I'm so excited that Spirit is using her in such a wonderful way, because she really is going to bless so many people. She really is going to, she's really going to help bring heaven to earth, right? By lighting other fires and, having other people, start their journey of spirituality. That was a long shout out, but she well-deserved shout out, because I'm telling y'all, she lit a fire under me tonight. Tonight's video, I'm not coming with a topic like I normally do. I mean, I guess I am, but not really. Normally, I talk about healing things and stuff like that. And I am going to talk about healing tonight, but I'm going to talk about candle magic. Right? What is candle magic? Why do we do candle magic? I can't speak for everybody else. I can only speak for myself, my journey, what it means for me, why I do it. You know what I mean? I can't speak for nobody else. You have to go to somebody else's page to get all the deets or read a book. Um, but I originally got into candle magic. And when I was doing it, y'all, I didn't know it was candle magic. Yeah, I just learned that term. But I got into candle magic because of healing that I really wanted in my life. I really wanted to bring in love. I really wanted to bring in happiness. This is after I lost my twins. But even before I had lost my twins, I was already going through, like, before them, I tried to commit suicide multiple times. So I am going to take this time to say, if you are struggling with suicidal thoughts, please make sure that you call the suicide prevention hotline. There are people who really, really, really want to help you. And tonight does not have to be that night. Okay, today does not have to be that day. This moment does not have to be that moment. I just wanted to say that. Oh, where was I going? Oh, so even before I had lost my twins, there was a lot going on, and I really struggled with suicidal thoughts. And then when I lost my twins, y'all, that was like, oh shit, I don't even know what to do. I can't take this anymore. I really didn't think that I could hurt any worse than that. Like it was so unbearable. It was so heartbreaking, and just it was such a dark place. It was such a dark place. And when I noticed I was in there, right, physically some things had happened to me. Let me be honest. Physically, like, I wasn't getting up to take care of myself. If you came in the room, you would be like, shorty, you going through it in here. And I really was. I was not in the mental space to really, like, bathe, brush my teeth, do my hair, or honestly, y'all, I couldn't leave my room. I didn't want to get out of my bed. Like, it was really hard. I was really in a fucking scary place, and I just knew that I was tired. I was tired. I was angry, of course, but I was so dang on tired of feeling like life was so depressing. Life was so sad. Life was so low. When on the inside, like, a part of me really wanted to experience joy in life. You know, like, I always wanted to be connected to my childlike energy. Like, I always, just rainbows and butterflies and pecans and leprechauns. Like, I just always wanted to live in that energy. But it's like whenever I would get close to happiness, whenever something good would happen to me, I felt like, well, damn, I ain't never gonna win a fight. I ain't never gonna, fuck. Like, so at that point of losing my twins and being in the position where, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, y'all. I decided enough was enough when I finally looked myself in the mirror after being in bed for days. I finally was able to really look at myself and see that that person wasn't me and was heading down a very destructive path. If it wasn't for my friends, every last one of them during that time, I probably would not be here today, because they really helped me to stay in touch with reality. I was in college during that time, which is why I'm saying my friends. Of course, my family was there. But, right, when you don't want to deal with pain, what do? You work that shit away. You don't connect with it. What's that song? I try to dance it away. Cranes in the Sky, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was me. I was like, I ain't about to feel this shit. I'm going to do everything besides really, connect and understand my feelings. That was the first time I got into candle magic. I just lit a regular, like, small candle like this, but it was white, for my twins, and I just wanted to be free. So that was just literally just a candle for them. That was my first time experiencing or really dealing with candle magic. After I graduated and moved to Maryland, and I, was on my healing journey for a while. But I had gotten to another space where I started to feel really low again after having these highs in life. And I didn't know how to move forward. I didn't know what was wrong. This is the first time I just couldn't tell what was wrong. And so I prayed. I'm trying to say that I stopped going to church in a really nice way. I was trying to say that in a really nice way, but it wasn't happening. It's just like I would go and it just wouldn't do anything for me. It just wouldn't feed me the way it used to feed me. You know what I mean? Like I started to feel like, nah, there's more to this than just what's in this book. And so I stopped going to church, and I ventured into new things, and somehow I wanted to heal myself, right? So chakras came up, and I was like, chakras, that shit is in anime, y'all, and Naruto. So I'm like, what? I'm like, this shit's real. That's all it took was for it to be in an anime, and then for it to be showing up in front of me in real life. And I was like, wait. Oh, people got knowledge that I don't have. People know shit that I don't know. Others, religions, other ethnicities, other races have a piece of the key that I don't have and I wanted. Because if I could figure out a way to blend who I was as a Christian at that time with who I was trying to be, learning something new, if I could merge those two together, maybe I could put some of the pieces that didn't match to me together. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So, and I hope this is following it. I hope this is making sense, because I feel like I'm jumping, but anywho. So I got into chakras. Well, then it turns out, like, you know, y'all, I was gonna be Buddhist. I'm not laughing because I'm not saying that's not, I'm just saying, like, that's what I was gonna literally jump from one religion to another. Like, I wasn't. So I just was so used to having a title about who I was that I was trying to fit myself in another box, when even then I was like, well, but I want to do this, and sometimes I want to do that, and sometimes I feel, so I was just like, okay. Then I went through this really weird phase of like, what the fuck is God? Like, what? Okay, so I resonate with some of this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, but not all of it. And then I came across the religion of synchronicity, synchronicity or some shit like that, where it's a conversion of all the religions. And for a day, it sounded beautiful, and I was like, this is it. This is gonna give me what I need. And y'all, I was like, oh, Loretta, you're gonna have to stop trying to look for a title and just be. And when I allowed myself to just be, to just say, fuck it, I'm not looking for a title. I'm just trying to figure out how to make me happy, because I feel like I'm about to reach that path again of being where I was when I was back in college or when I was growing up, and I don't want to go back there. So what can I do right now to stop me from even coming near that path? And it was the chakras. So I was like, okay, well, what are chakras? And it's like basically fields of, y'all don't quote me on any of this. Please do your own research. This is my own understanding. But spaces of energy in your body. And it is like who you are as a person. You have 7 of them. I'm pretty sure there's more, right? First, it's your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown, right? And each one represents a different part of who you are. And when the energy is flowing within you smoothly, and there are no holes in it, and it's not constricted, right? Whatever that correlates with, then that's going fine in your life. Like, let's say we're talking about your root chakra, then you feel safe in who you are. You feel safe in where you are. You feel grounded and connected to the people around you, right? So the root chakra is fine. But then let's say, like me, and your heart chakra is, nope, sorry, because my heart chakra, I was going to say, is wide open. It's overflowing. You end up giving out so much love, so much love, so much love, and not being balanced in the rest of them. Then you don't understand, even though you're giving out love, other people could be energy vampires and really sucking the life out of you, right? It's just like, there's just some imbalances if you don't know how to use your chakras, or if you don't pay attention to them, or if they're imbalanced, they just exude in your life. I don't even know if that's a word. In your life, different kinds of ways, right? They show up different kind of ways. Like, I had an underactive throat chakra, meaning I never spoke my authentic truth. I never told people what the fuck I was feeling. In relationships, I did. And then when I realized that they didn't care, I stopped speaking. So then I shut down. I wasn't Loretta, which is probably why I was really like struggling, you know, up until that point, because my throat chakra, that chakra was just cut from when I was little, right? From in childhood. That was the first chakra to go, y'all. That was the first chakra somebody ever invaded my privacy and took away from. I don't want to say took away from me, but really had a large impact on, and it has taken years to gain that back. So yeah, I got into chakras and I was like, okay, chakras represent the colors, right? And I love colors. So I'm like, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some chakra candles and I'm going to just burn those candles. This is when I was in Maryland, and I would line up my chakra candles. I got them from like Five Below or something at the time. And they had chakra candles, and I had all 7 of them lined up, and I would burn them, and I would sit in meditation while I was burning them. Well, lo and behold, that right there is candle magic. When you are lighting a candle to represent an aspect of your life, or an aspect of something like love, money, health, something, the color represents something. We're talking about colors, or you can get white. White can be programmed for anything. And you are sitting with that candle intentionally, working with the element of fire, to bring about, to manifest something in your life. So that was my first time really. And I think that's what really aided in my process. I didn't know I was doing candle magic at the time. I was just lighting candles because I just wanted to feel better. I was so badly just wanted the energy from that candle. I don't even know how I knew that is what was happening. But you know, when certain things happen, people are always lighting candles to represent some shit. So I was like, oh, I'm about to get me this blue candle that represents my throat chakra, and please open up my throat so that I can speak my authentic truth. Now, I was doing that 3 or 4 years ago and had no idea what it was. And then as I've gotten further along in my spiritual journey, I ain't that far, y'all. I'm just beginning. Okay, let's be real. I'm still a baby at this. I don't know what the fuck. But I want to share, sorry, because now I'm jumping. I want to share, you know, what it looks like when I do candle magic now versus, you know, when I did it then. But the most important thing about candle magic is your intention, right? What is it that you want to manifest? So think about something that you want to manifest. And I'm actually going to do a candle like right here on camera with you all, so that you can see it. Something that you want to bring in, something that you want to put out. Y'all, please work in love and light, okay? Don't be out here. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't be out here doing stupid shit and working in black magic and negative energies. Like, what you put out comes back to you. Remember that. So you put out light, oh, you get an abundance of light. If you put out that shit comes back to you 3 times fold. Okay, just want to put that out there for people who out here, you know, don't know what the fuck they doing. But, so you have an intention, and I'm going to do an intention tonight. I wanted to say you can use candles like these, which are the 7-day candles, or you can get a candle like this, You can, y'all can even use, like, for real, it does not have to be that deep. Like, you can even use a tea light candle. Intention is more important than anything, right? Because you are the source of the energy, right? You're working with elements, of course. You're working with other energies, of course. But it's like if you don't have that shit, then you can literally sit in your bed and meditate and see in your mind a flame, then that works too, right? But if you want to do candle magic, then that's what we're going to do. So the first thing I do whenever I get my candles is I peel off the stickers back here. And y'all, this is taking forever because it was cold in my room. So it's being stupid because it was cold today. Oh, this one has it on the bottom. Let's see if I could get this one off and work it with the green candle. Then we can do a prosperity candle. Ooh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to put my white candle aside. I have some glue gun I can put on there and just peel it off. Or you run it under some hot water. I'm not doing all that, y'all. I'm sitting at my station tonight because that's what needs to happen. But you're going to get a candle. And, of course, I said I was going to do prosperity because money, green, right? But each candle aligns to something different. If you're like, I want to do a candle for love, then use red. If you want to do a candle for sex, use red. If you want to use a candle for prosperity, health, if you want to use a candle for communication, if you want to use a candle for, there's so many colors, y'all. So many colors. Pink could also be used for love. Yellow, I was about to say orange. Yellow can be used for your solar plexus. Yeah, you can just Google it. Seriously, just Google candle color meanings and it will come up. Or Google whatever you want. I'm going to do a prosperity candle tonight, right? To bring in prosperity into my life. So the first thing that I do, right, is I peel them all off and then I cleanse them. Now, normally I would run this under water in my sink. And while I'm running it under the water in my sink, I would be moving it away from me like this, right? Wiping it away from me, cleansing it. And I would be thinking in my head to make the candle as white as snow. So I would clean it off. And in my head, I would be saying, Father God, the Most High, please cleanse this candle so that it is white as snow. That's just, oh, I'm sorry. Y'all can't even see me, but this is just me just cleaning off the candle with my intentions to make it cleanse, right? Because I don't want anything that, of course, this has probably been touched by millions and millions of people. Not millions and millions, but, a bunch of people before it reached me. So I would clean it. But if you can't do, and I would use, to clean it, let the water run over it. And then this is all me, y'all. Y'all do not have to follow this process exactly. But then I would get some pink Himalayan salt or some sea salt. And I would pour it in this little rim part. I would let it sit for a little bit, let the water sink it in a little bit. And then I would take it and I would just take my hands like this and I would just wash it down one final time. And that's how I know that the candle is clear for me, when I use my salt and I wipe it all the way down, right? Then what I'm going to do now is I can dress the candle so that it works for me now that it's cleansed. However, another way to cleanse is to use Palo Santos, to use sage, frankincense and myrrh, anything I'm cleansing. A selenite wand, I have that too, but I'm not going to use that. I want to use my sage because I want to use this candle tonight. Excuse me. So I'm going to, it's like my Palo Santos don't want to, there it is. It didn't want to burn. I would get it going. I like to do it this way. This is just me. Right? And while I'm cleansing, while I'm circulating, right, I'm thinking in my head to release the negative energy off of it and to cleanse so that it is white as snow. And then I like to do underneath it. Okay. So then once I have cleaned my candle, write the stickers off, I've cleaned it. Either I washed it or I've done it with my sage. I like to dress my candle. Oh my gosh. Best part of candles. You do not have to dress your candles, but I love the dressing part because I feel like this is when I get to throw a little bit of myself inside my candle. This is like when you get to be an artist of your manifestation. This, y'all, this is so dope. This is so dope. So what I do is I like to get an oil that goes with my candle. And I'm going to use some patchouli oil. Patchouli oil, y'all. And I'm not going to pour a lot. Right, I'm not going to pour a whole bunch of oil, but I am just going to pull just a little bit. Like, I'll fill the top with it. Now, when I do my, I used to take this oil and then pour it on the outside of the glass and like bring the blessing into me. Like, I would say, like, in my head, I would be saying, but I would go like, I bring in love, I bring in prosperity, I bring in financial wealth, I bring in financial abundance, I bring in psychic abundance, I bring in spiritual abundance, I bring in abundance of light, I bring in prosperity in all areas of my life, prosperity in love, prosperity in finances, prosperity in the workplace, prosperity in all of my being, right? That's what I would do. That's what I used to do. But now that I found out you can put the oil on the inside, y'all, okay, I put it right on the inside and I just circle it around. And it's just a little cap full. It's not a lot. It's like maybe 4 dots in here. 4 or 5 dots. Now, when I do the dots, I either like to put it in a cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? To represent a cross. So I know that not only is my candle for me working for whatever I programmed it for, which in my case is prosperity, but also is protected, right? So I would do 5 or I would do 4 dots inside of my candle. And then I would take some flowers, something related to what I want, right? Like, y'all don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. But sometimes I like to take pieces of money and put it in there. You could just put this on top of some money and put it in there. But sometimes I actually like burn physical money. So, or cut up physical money. But that's because I know it's coming back to me. Don't judge me. You're like, Loretta, you out here ripping up money? Ripping up dollars, baby. Dollars from my piggy bank. I'm not gonna rip up $1 today because y'all gonna be like, what the fuck? But I like to add in these are flowers that I had when did I get these flowers? I actually had these flowers for a while and they're not completely dry like I want them to be. So I'm not going to use them, but never fear because guess what's behind me? Y'all can't see it. Flowers! All right, y'all just saw me take mad time to pick my flowers because these are still wet and I want them to be all the way dry. But I have some petals from my roses and some petals from some other flowers over there. Y'all don't even know what the flowers be for half the time. But what I do know is intention. And what I do know is how to get the candle to work for you. I personally like to dress my candles like with love and just with like things that like for me feels like abundance, right? So flowers, candy, anything sweet and just bubbly reminds me of prosperity and reminds me of happiness. So I put that in my candle because yes, I want the financial blessing. Of course I do. Yes, I will offer offerings to my ancestors when I'm done. But I also want to add in my own little piece. And so adding flowers is always what I do, just to say thank you to the element of fire for working with me. But also thank you so much to the Most High, because I know that my magic is strong. I know that it's going to work on my behalf. And I just roll up my flowers like this. And then I take them, I already put these in. I take them and then I put them around the wick, right? So that they're not all the way in there. They're like on the side, like this. I'm gonna take the other one. I'm gonna do that. I told y'all the oil that I put in there, right? Yeah. Oh, it fell out. It fell out. So it looks like, it ends up looking like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit with my candle. I'm going to pray over it. I'm going to meditate over it. I've already put so many intentions on it. Again, like I said, I keep money right here, but I am going to sit with this. I'm going to meditate on it. I'm going to think about prosperity. I'm going to think about what prosperity means for me, what financial freedom means for me, what freedom in the workplace, right? Just all prosperity in literally all parts of my life. I'm not just talking about money, y'all, and I'm talking about prosperity. I'm talking about prosperity in love, prosperity in work, prosperity in health, prosperity in all things surrounding Loretta. I'm going to meditate on that. And then right before I light my candle, I offer an offering to Spirit, my spirit team, my entire spirit team. I will say, like, let me just show y'all on camera what I would actually do. And then I'm going to light the candle and then we'll be done. Okay, so I would do some breaths until I feel like I'm in my element. And then once I'm there, I would greet the Most High. I would thank him for bringing me here. And then I would just ask him to shine his light, his green light of prosperity upon me and my candle. I would allow the light, the green, bright, radiant light to kind of like flow through my body and just cover me, and it feels so warm. And then I would already be thanking Spirit for what the candle is going to do for me. Thank you for prosperity and wealth. Thank you for prosperity and health. Thank you for prosperity and self-love and spiritual alignment. Thank you for prosperity and my spirituality and my connection with you, Source. Thank you for prosperity in all that I touch and all that I do, in the workplace, with my friends, with my family. Thank you for covering me, and thank you for laying a road directly in front of me that leads to my prosperity. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you to my spirit team for being here. And thank you for the element of fire for working with me about this manifestation. Right? And then I will offer an offering to my spirit team for guiding me, for protecting me, for leading me, right? Because this has not been a journey, and this magic is not going to be worked without their help. Here's my money burning, and then I'll put it in my pot. It's burning. I watched the fire blaze, and I'm thankful to my spirit team for helping me to bring about such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful manifestation. I take the same fire that is burning my ancestor money. I light it, and I'm going to use that to light my candle because they are working with me to bring about this manifestation. And there it is, y'all. And then I'm going to let my magic work. I'm going to let spirit, my ancestors, right, my higher self, come and do its work on this magic. And then what's also important is what happens once it's all worked out, like reading the candle once it's completely done, right? How does it burn? Does it burn completely through? Are there black spots? There's all of that to get into as well. But that's for next time. That is how I do candle magic. It may not be how everybody else does candle magic. I find it very basic. It's not a lot of steps. Sometimes I could like do it before running out and doing something. I do not leave candles burning. Let me say that. If I'm not in the house with my candles, I don't leave it burning. Now, I'm going to let this burn all the way through because, of course, we're home. So I can keep my eye on this flame the entire time. But if I have to leave the house, y'all, the candle, I blow it out. And then when I come back, I relight it. But yeah, so right now it's going to sit right here on my table. It's going to burn the rest of the night. I will come back whenever it is completely done and show you all what it looks like and then how I interpret it, right? I think the biggest thing to know about candle magic and all kinds of magic is, yes, there are rules. And yes, you have to work with energies a certain way. However, you are the magician. Whatever you say, whatever you want, you can have because you are a powerful manifester. And as I say that flame is just burning. It's getting bigger, y'all. At first it was small and puny because it was burning on some of the flyers. But as soon as I said that you are a powerful manifester, that flame came up because you really are. Really connect with yourself when you're doing your candle magic. Really make sure that you're not distracted by anything. And you can really set your intention on your candle and it's gonna burn blazing high, right? Strong. And sometimes even if you do have like a small candle, a small flame, like this one, y'all. This one isn't that big. He's a small, and he's not even, see, the wax isn't even burning. See, like this whole side didn't burn all the way through. But it's a small flame, but it's still working, right? And I'm going to wait until it has burned all the way through before I do a message. Something I did not tell y'all I was doing, and I completely forgot, because before I even like do my magic on my candles, before I even cleanse my magic, I always set up and make my environment open to spirit, open to source energy, and open to my ancestors, my spiritual team to come and work with me. I always burn incense, right? Right now I'm not picking that SHIT up. Right now I have frankincense and myrrh burning underneath the tea light candles. And I keep those in like a container like this. Keep them in a container like this, right? And I just pour them out. This is my frankincense. It smells so good. Ancestors love these. So I use this to call them in and say, hey, come work with me. Come work with me. Come work with me. So I use that to call them in to work with me. I also sometimes, like, depending on what it is, if it's a protection candle, I might have it sit with some correlating stone. Tonight, I am going to amplify my magic by using my quartz. Oh yeah, baby, amplify that magic. I'm gonna sit these two right next to each other. Oh yeah, it's gonna be so freaking good. So freaking good. But if you're doing like a protection candle, if you feel like someone is sending negative energy your way, you could get you a white candle or a black candle. I forgot to say, you can also write on the inside. That's one thing. Y'all, my intentions are strong. I know they are. There is one part that I normally always do, and because I use my oil, I didn't do it. I always carve inside of my candles, like carve on the inside. I would write my name, or I would write what the candle represents before I put my flowers in, and I completely forgot that part, and I'm so sorry. But you can always write on the outside, because I didn't put no oil on the outside, so I can always write on the outside. I could just sign it, my name. Yeah, I hope that this, nope, there's always something. There's always something. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Spirit's like, no, you're not. You forgot another part that you like to do. If you can, this does not always happen, but y'all know we had that pink super full moon. And so I set my bottle of water outside and let this water charge with the energy of the pink super full moon. And I am actually now thinking about putting my candle on a tray and letting the candles, like letting it be surrounded by water, not the candle itself, y'all. I ain't gonna put the candle in water, like the outside of water, because I don't want the heat from when it's too hot and the water to, I don't even know if that would happen, but I don't want nothing that's gonna cause a fire. But it's like a tray where the candle could sit in here, and on the outside the water would sit, and I would surround it with my pink super full moon water, because the pink moon, y'all, was ever so cleansing. It was so beautiful, such beautiful energy. I sat outside with that moon for such a long time, and it was just so radiant, so bold, so strong, so powerful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful energy. So sometimes I'll also, if I can, this does not always happen, where I collect moon water, right? And it depends on the cycle and what that moon is offering me. If I'm making a protection candle, I have some black salt that I made. I don't know if you can see inside that. Yeah, which is just pink Himalayan salt, black salt for protection, right? If this was a protection candle, I would sprinkle a little bit in it. I want my money to be protected, so guess what I'm about to do? Yeah. I want my prosperity, my blessings to be protected, so this is definitely going in there. And I just sprinkled it around. I'm not sprinkling it on top of the damn flame, y'all. It's around the flame. It's around the flame. Now this does mean that when you're done with your candle, you're gonna have a lot of like burnt shit on the bottom, but it doesn't matter, right? Protecting my prosperity. I love it. But this black salt is made with pink Himalayan salt, ground pepper, ashes from my Palo Santos, from my sage, but also from my offerings that I have given my ancestors, because in my spirit team, they are freaking popping, and I know wherever I include things that they work with is just going to be amazing. I also let my protection candles sit inside of this to charge, and I let this full, and I don't charge in one of the full moons, but I don't remember which full moon it was. I don't remember. Was it for her? I don't know, y'all. But then I also have some power incense that I like to use too. It's black. It's called power, right? It aids to it. It increases your power. It helps bring forth your power. And I put that in there as well. And then I mix it all up. And I sprinkled this around my house. When COVID first started, I cleaned my entire house completely. And I sprinkled this in every room in all of the 4 corners of my house. Yeah, so that is my candle magic. I hope this message was fun to follow. I hope, most importantly, it was informative. I hope that you can leave this message and go, Loretta, I could go home and do my own thing. I know I left some things out until the end, and I'm sorry. But I really hope that you can take this and you can take your notes and you can say, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. I love y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.